Hi everybody, I'm Ananya Mudlapalli from the Conant Crier, and today I'm interviewing Isabella Mello, who hosted a bake sale over the summer to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Isabella, do you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Hi, I'm Isabella. I'm a sophomore at Conant and I'm involved in Service Club and Art Club.
Okay, let's jump right into this interview. What made you want to host this bake sale in the first place?
So the BLM movement was trending like a lot on social media over the summer, and I guess it was the first time I sort of realized that I can do something to contribute to it, and I kind of got the hang of signing petitions and talking to like politicians, contacting them and everything. And the one part that I couldn't really get was donating, because obviously I'm a teenager, I don't really have much money. But over the summer I had been selling my own baked goods, so I kind of figured I can use a bake sale as an opportunity to make a financial contribution.
That's really cool. I would never think I could do anything like that, but it's cool that you and your friends are. What was your motivation to follow through with the bake sale after you came up with the idea?
So after we came up with the idea, we were all our group was all already very passionate about the cause. So after we came up with that, we already kind of knew we were going to commit to it the whole way through. And after we started advertising and making it public that we were going to be donating and going to, fundraise money, you can't really let people down after you already promise that you're going to do something. So that was, I guess, the main part of our commitment that kept us going throughout the whole thing.
You talked about how you guys got the word out. How exactly did you spread the word that you were having this bake sale?
So during the preparation stage of the bake sale, we made graphics about like FAQ, like where we would be donating and everything. We had the menu and we had just like basic advertisements, and we posted those on social media, so mostly Snapchat and Instagram. And we also contacted like friends and family and classmates.
That's really cool. Obviously, one of the most remarkable things about this, not only that you guys are teenagers and you're hosting such a large event, but the fact that this is in the middle of the pandemic and you managed to do this and you managed to keep on going. How exactly did you guys do that? How did you safely execute the bake sale during the pandemic, and what safety precautions did you take while baking and delivering?
Yeah, so well, baking and delivering, obviously you have to have all like the basic baking hygiene protocols. So of course we couldn't really do a lot of menu items that involve like working with your hands a lot. And obviously when you're baking, you're going to be washing your hands after literally every single step. And then during delivery, we only had one person go up and deliver instead of having like the whole group of people who were biking to go up. And then also we made masks mandatory, obviously. And while we were preparing, we couldn't obviously meet in person, so we kept everything pretty much virtual. And during a typical bake sale, I guess, you would have people come and gather in one area to be picking up things at a stand or something. But for this, we made it mostly just like a quick pickup or delivery.
Wow. You pretty much went into detail about the delivery process, but what was that like? Like coming up with that idea of trying to deliver things, and basically like how did you guys do it?
Well, so we had a Google spreadsheet to organize everything. So we had people's addresses listed, and we would map out where all the addresses were. And we had a specific team of, we had the delivery team. And so they would bike from my house where they would pick everything up to wherever the address was. And we had to be careful about mapping everything out so that people aren't biking back and forth constantly. But we would have people delivered to one area and then people delivered to another area, and then for just safety reasons we had people go in at least groups of two.
Wow. And were you like one of the only people baking, or was it like multiple um, of your friends baking and you, and then other people were delivering?
Yeah, so we had the delivery team and then people who were still quarantining. They obviously couldn't really bake or deliver, go out of the house. We had them on the communications team. And then for the bakers, I baked and delivered, but then I had one other person at my house baking with me. And then we had two other bakers like separately, and then they would just drop off the baked goods at my house where they would be packaged.
That's very impressive that you guys organized all of that, as I keep on saying. I was just wondering what specific organizations did you guys donate to and how did you choose them? Because I know that you also hosted 2 other bake sales um, along with this one that we're talking about, the Black Lives Matter bake sale.
Yeah. So for this bake sale specifically, we chose Campaign Zero out of all the ones because the rest of them were kind of just like random like GoFundMe's for specific properties or whatever. So we chose this one because I guess it was like the most trustworthy, and we liked that they used research based policies to push for, you know, the fight against police brutality. So that was our way of supporting the BLM movement. And then for the next one, it was for the Yemen crisis, and we donated to UNICEF because I think we figured out that that was like the humanitarian crisis, so they would be helping with that. And they had like a specific page for Yemen too. And the third one we donated to the Lebanese Red Cross, just because that was the most reliable way to donate, because there wasn't a lot of organizations that we could trust, I guess.
And then as my last question, as we close off this interview, what are your takeaways from this experience, and how do you encourage students from Conant and just students in general in high school to make a difference as you and your friends did?
Well, I just think that you just need to have the motivation and the drive, I guess, because as long as you choose a purpose that you're serving for, it's as long as it's something you're passionate about, you're gonna figure it out. And if you want to make a difference, you're gonna figure out a way to find like to make that difference. So if you just think about ways you can use your talents to contribute to things that are greater than yourself. And one thing that I definitely learned from this experience is that it feels really good to be serving something that's like to be a part of something that's greater than yourself. And it's just a really eye-opening experience about how not easy, I guess, but how attainable changes. So obviously it would be a little hard to believe that just a group of teenagers was able to do this. But once you kind of organize everything and you figure out a way and you have that passion and the drive, then you can definitely make it happen. And I think it's something that everyone can do, because obviously I'm not an expert in fundraising or anything. I'm literally a high school sophomore. So I definitely think that it's something that everyone should at least look into and see if it would be something they want to do to contribute to something. And it's not something that's impossible. So as long as just think about it and think about, you'll come up with a lot of ideas to contribute that are within your field of expertise.
Yeah, you and your friends really showed us that making change is not impossible. So, and that's really amazing. Thank you, Isabella, for sitting down with me today, and thank you for the viewers of the Conant Crier watching this.
Thank you for having me.